Greetings and welcome to another video. It's Bank Holiday Monday, 28th of August 2023. And as you can see behind me, I'm starting this video in the same spot that I just finished my previous video today. Because from here, there's a section of a path that I explored in my previous video that I want to return to and want to explore properly. So yeah, that's gonna be good. With that in mind, let's just crack on and see how the day goes. Now, from where I'm standing at the moment, if we have a look to my left and look at this road here, if we travel along this road in the direction I'm facing, we'll get to the main entrance to Granville Country Park, which was where I started my previous video today. And beyond that, going along this road even further, will take you to the Shropshire Golf Club. On the other hand, if we were to follow this road to go off in this direction instead, that will take you back into Donington, and specifically it'll bring you in front of Donington Asda supermarket. So yeah, but we're not going to Asda supermarket in this video. Instead, we're going to start from here and focus on the Granville Nature Reserve. And as you can see on the sign, welcome to the Canal Basin and Large Furnaces area of Granville Nature Reserve. Now this sign begins with, as you can see, a picture of what this place looked like in its heyday back in the day. And to be honest, it looks very impressive indeed. And if we have a look here, we've got some information about where we're standing. You are standing near one of the most productive blast furnaces in Europe. In contrast to the present peaceful environment, in the 19th century this area was a hive of industrial activity. The Canal Basin was once connected to the Donington Wood Canal on the other side of a road, one of the earliest canals to be built in England. Tugboats transported coal, limestone and iron to and from the furnaces. The furnaces produced pig iron from 1820 until they closed in 1888. The large remaining structures faced with sandstone blocks are the ramps used for tipping materials into the tops of the furnaces. Remains of the furnaces themselves can still be seen at the base of the ramps. Some of the interior brickwork of the furnaces has been melted and glazed by the heat, which was intensified by air being blasted through them. Light railways connected the furnaces and the Canal Basin and later provided links to the surrounding area. Underneath the bank of a pool at the far end of the site are the remains of offices and powder rooms, later converted for use as stables. The path leads back to the road opposite the main car park as you pass the remains of a 19th century privy, a memento of a time when houses only had outside toilets. So yeah, that's really interesting stuff, this is. So yeah. Now in my previous video this afternoon we did explore some of this path already, but there's another section of path which we did not see in my previous video that I would like to have a look at in this video now. So with that in mind, let's carry on. And we want to go off this way. like I said, if we were to follow the road in front of me further along, that would take us into Donington and right by the Asda supermarket in Donington. But we're not going that way today. What we want to do is return to this path here, that's to my left. Now, as you can see, we've got this signpost here with information about Granville Country Park. I'm not going to go into detail reading over the information on here, because I've already done so. I'm not going to go into detail reading the information on this signpost today, because I've already done so in a previous video that I made 2 weeks ago when I was last at Granville Park. So if you're interested in the information that this sign talks about, then by all means go back to my previous video to enjoy at your leisure. In the meantime, this is where we want to go. So we just go through the gate and job done. Now, as you can see, one of the first things you spot along this path as you travel in the direction I'm walking in is this gorgeous wood sculpture of a barn owl in front of me. And to be honest, I think that's absolutely amazing. I love seeing stuff like this, whether it be here at Granville Park or down in Appley Woods in Montgomery. Stuff like this is just absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. So we're going to carry on this way, because where I want to go, I think, is best gotten to by coming along this way. See, as we can see, the path goes off to my left here, and yeah, so the Telford T50 50-mile trail points you in that direction, but you can also go straight along here. So yeah, if you want to know what that way looks like, well, let's have a brief look. I did explore this already in my previous video, but it's absolutely gorgeous around here, to be honest. Right. Danger, deep water. So yeah, bear that in mind when coming around here, when you explore this way for yourselves. And as you can see, there's a picnic bench here. So when the weather is gorgeous, this would be an absolutely ideal place for a picnic. Absolutely gorgeous. But now let's crack on to get back to, well, to get to where we want to be today. So as we saw mentioned in the signpost at the start of this video, this would have been part of the canal basin that serviced the furnaces around here. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, up this way we go. Now from this point, if we follow the path in the direction that I'm now facing, that'll take us back to where we started this video. So if we follow the path to my right, we go back to where we started. Which means what we're going to do is turn to my left and follow the path this way. Because where I want to get to is, well, along in the direction that I'm now walking. Right, so we're at a point where the path divides. And as we saw in my previous video, if we followed the path in front of me, that'll take us along the path back toward the entrance to Granville Park. But we're not going that way in this video. Instead, we're following the path to my right here. And if we have a look over here a bit, we see the remains of this looks like the remains of part of the old furnaces that was here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The history and the heritage of what's standing in front of me is absolutely gorgeous to look at. Absolutely amazing. If we return to the path, if we return to the path, and it's this way we want to head, I wonder if we'll see anything else along the way. And would you look at that? Gorgeous. That's huge. Alright, so we've got an information sign here. Let's have a look at it. Old large furnaces. The old large furnaces were so named because of their proximity to the site of an old hunting lodge that was demolished in 1820. Constructed by the Littleshall Company in 1824, with initially 2 blast furnaces, they were later extended to 3 furnaces in 1846 and finally to 5 blast furnaces in 1859. New blast beam engines manufactured by the Littleshall Company were installed in 1862, and the height of the furnaces was increased from 50 to 71 feet at about the same time. The last of the furnaces was blown out in 1888, and in 1956 the stone was reused for St. Matthew's Church. After extensive dismantling and raising of the ground levels, only parts of the brickwork of the first 3 furnaces remain. The high walls behind the furnaces are the remains of the furnace loading ramps. On the right of the ramp walls, hidden in the trees, is a retaining wall in front of which was the blowing house. Behind the loading ramps were calcining kilns, which were added in 1870 to improve the quality of the iron ore. The iron from the furnaces was world renowned for its quality, and at their peak they were producing 6,800 tons of pig iron per year. Limestone came via the canal from the Littleshall quarries, and the coal, coke, and ironstone from the local pits via an extensive system of tramways, some of which were later converted to standing gauge railways. The 1882 map shows a series of transport plateways to transport the materials to the top of the furnace and remove pig iron from the bottom furnace, from the furnace bottom. And as you can see, you've got a photograph and an artist rendition of what this place looked like in its prime, in its heyday. And there you've got a map of the Lodge Furnaces map, 1882. Making iron. The ingredients to make usable iron are limestone, ironstone, coke and air. The coke is the fuel and the ironstone provides the iron ore. Ironstone is first roasted in calcining kilns located next to the blast furnaces to remove impurities. The air, or blast, was blown into the blast furnace by powerful steam engines. Air is required to keep the mixture burning inside the furnace. Limestone is added because it combines with the impurities of the iron ore. It acts as a flux. This mixture of limestone and impurities is called slag. This was not wanted and was removed from the blast furnaces by opening a tap which the slag would flow out from once it had floated to the top of the mixture. Once the mixture had been heated for the required period and the slag tapped off, a tap would be opened at the bottom of the blast furnace for the molten iron to flow out from it, to flow out from. It would be allowed to flow into prepared sand beds called pig beds, where it would set. This is how they made pig iron, so called because the arrangement of the pig beds was said to resemble a sow with feeding piglets. The blast furnaces would ideally be working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They were only blown out when repair and maintenance was required. And as you can see, you've got a picture here, blowing engines at the Little Shaw Ironworks, Shropshire. Right, so now we know what was happening here back in the day. And this is what we're looking at. That's absolutely amazing. Right, we've got a small path here to come up to have a closer look at what's going on. Notice how the trees now open up so we can better see what's going on. This place is bigger than I was expecting it to be. But then again, I imagine when this site was complete and fully functional, I imagine this entire site was huge, absolutely massive. Just imagine this place completely built, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, producing the best quality iron Europe had ever seen. As we saw at the start of this video, this place was the busiest blast furnace in Europe, making the best quality pig iron Europe had seen. Right here in the heart of Donington. Absolutely gorgeous. It must have been so very different compared to how it is today. Just imagine. I imagine the only way to really appreciate the true scale and scope of what this place is even like now. Never mind how it was at its peak back in the day. I'm gonna need one of them like aerial drones, one of them little helicopter drones to fly up and around here in order to really appreciate the true scale of what I'm looking at here. Yeah, I'm probably going to need a drone at some point and learn how to operate one of them little drones in order to fly above this site or places like it in order to really video and appreciate the scale of this place, because it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah. So with that in mind, I'm going to head back to the path and yeah, head back down to the path and go from there. Absolutely brilliant around here. So to get back to the path, I'm going to go back the way I came from, which was down this way. So as you can see, back to this signpost. And from here, back along this way, back to where we started this video. So we're now back at this path here. We could go that way, but we're not going to. This path off to my right here will take us back to the path we saw in my previous video today. So we're not going to go that way. Instead, we're going to my left and we're going along the path we followed we're following the path we followed to get here in the first place. So yeah, good time situation. Here's the basin we were at earlier on in this video, which we also explored in my previous video a bit. So yeah, and from here, from where I'm standing at the moment, we're going off in this direction. And as we saw earlier on, we're back at this path, which again takes us back to the basin. But what we want to do is carry on this way. Right, here we are, back at the start of the path, and back near where we started this video. And here we are, back where we started this video. And if we have a look over here, in fact, we've got another view of the canal basin. Absolutely gorgeous, to be honest here. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, on this note, I'm going to finish this video here. It's been a really good walk around this afternoon. Absolutely amazing. To be honest, I enjoyed it. With that in mind, thank you everyone for watching this video. I really do appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch these videos. I know I enjoy making them, so always good, that is. Take care, be safe, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Take care and goodbye.